My friends, this is Dr. B, the best doctor in medicine and the most caring doctor in medicine. After more than 30 years at high level in medicine, Dr. B wants to remind you to never forget that Dr. B genuinely loves you, Dr. B genuinely cares about you, and I say this from the bottom of my heart. Today, Dr. B wants to tell you about the second benefit of investing some money into one of these cardiovascular smartwatches. Cardiovascular smartwatches. I posted a video a few days ago about the first benefit of buying these cardiovascular smartwatches like from Apple, Samsung, and many others. I'm not advertising, I have no interest, and I don't wear any because I have zero cardiovascular risk factors. I posted a video about the number one benefit, which is the detection of atrial fibrillation, which can be a deadly cardiac arrhythmia, a deadly irregular heartbeat. Today I want to tell you about the second benefit of investing a few $100 into these cardiovascular smartwatches. And this is for the monitoring of your blood pressure, BP, and your maximum heart rate during exercise. When you exercise, right, and it doesn't matter what kind of exercise you do, I'm talking about aerobic exercise or weightlifting and weight pushing. I'm not talking about yoga and all this stuff. There is a possibility that you develop what we call exercise-induced hypertension. Means your blood pressure is normal at rest, right? But then once you run on the treadmill or when you exercise, your blood pressure values go too high above what they should be. It is normal for your blood pressure to increase during exercise. The same way it is normal for your heart rate, your pulse, to increase during exercise. Your maximum heart rate during exercise should not go beyond 220 minus your age. So if you are a 20-year-old young man, the maximum heartbeat you can allow your heart to go up to is 220 minus 20 years young. I, Dr. B, I am 50 years young, so I don't allow my heartbeat to go above 220 minus 50, which is 170. So when I do my exercises, the treadmill, right? When I use the treadmill, they have this little bar, the handle that you can hold on to, and it tells you the heart rate, right? I don't allow my heartbeat to go above 170 because then you are at higher risk of what we call in medicine sudden cardiac death. Where is my paper? SCD, sudden cardiac death, where your heart goes into ventricular fibrillation and you collapse and you die. You see that all the time in these athletes, long distance athletes who overestimate their capacity. Even if they don't overestimate it, the guy has been training for 10 years doing ultra long distance marathons and super long distance biking, hiking and all this stuff, pentathlon. I mean, you see it every week or almost every day all over the world. There are young athletes who collapse in the middle of the race and die. Whether it's a marathon, half marathon, 50K races. I mean, it's crazy what people want to do to their heart. The human heart is not made for this. The human heart is not made to run 40K, a marathon. The human heart is not made to run a pentathlon, a decathlon, right? It's just crazy. You want to run long distance, do a 5K, do a 10K. What is the point of going beyond that, right? There is absolutely no health benefits of running a 40K, a marathon, compared to running a 20K or a 10K. The health benefits are absolutely the same. In addition to that, running a 10K race will keep you from developing a sudden cardiac death at the middle of the race or at the end of the race, and to die of a cardiac arrest. Sudden cardiac death, where your heart goes into ventricular fibrillation, sudden cardiac death, you collapse and you die. And a lot of them, if they don't collapse of a sudden cardiac death, they collapse of hyperthermia. That's it. So what is the benefit of running or biking 50K? Why don't you bike just 20K? And then come back and do some yoga, do some meditation, do some weightlifting. What is the point of straining your body, pushing your body to the limit? And as I said again, every study that you look at has proven there is absolutely no health benefit of doing ultra long distance running or ultra long distance biking compared to a long distance running or a long distance biking. Absolutely no benefit at all. To the contrary, it is dangerous for your heart to do ultra long distance running. So buying one of these smart watches will allow you to monitor constantly your heart rate during the exercise so that you don't go above that limit, 220 minus your age. You just subtract your age from that from 220, and that's the maximum you can go. Otherwise, you're at high risk of this. In addition to that, you will detect, because these freaking smartwatches are becoming extremely smart. These electronics engineers are making these tiny Apple watches or Samsung watches that can check your blood pressure, check your EKG. I posted a video about the first benefit, right, to detect atrial fibrillation. In addition, they can detect your heart rate, monitor your heart rate, your EKG, your freaking blood pressure while you are running, right, on the treadmill or the bike. Right, the stationary bike. So exercise-induced hypertension, pay attention to this. I repeat, it is normal to have your blood pressure rise during exercise, right? For a man, the systolic means the top number, should never go above 210 millimeters mercury. For men, this is the biological symbol for men. For women, the systolic should never go above 190 millimeters mercury for women. Right? So I'm talking about the top number, the one that comes on the top, right? Remember that the normal systolic blood pressure, the one on the top, the normal, should be less than 120 when you are resting, less than 120 millimeters mercury when you are resting, right? But during exercise, it will go up, that's normal, and the more strenuous your exercise, the higher it will go. But it should never go above 100, above 210 if you are a man, and never go above 190 if you are a woman. The second number, the lower number that we call the diastolic, the one that appears at the bottom here. This is not a smartwatch, Or I'm talking, if you have a smartwatch, it will allow you to monitor that. Me, what I used to do, I used to ask my ex-girlfriend when I was doing the stationary bike or the treadmill, I was wearing the device, and then she would just press the button. She would stand by the side of the bike, or the stationary bike, right, at the gym, or the treadmill, and while I was running, right, she would press the button and it would get my blood pressure. That's how I was doing it. But you don't need to do that anymore because you have these smartwatches, right? Now, the second number, the diastolic, whether you're a man or a woman, should not go more than 20 mmHg from your resting number. Remember, a normal diastolic blood pressure at rest, the bottom number, should be less than 80. Should be less than 80. The normal. So if you're a young athlete or you're a young man, right, if you exercise regularly, your blood pressure is normal. So your systolic is less, the top number is less than 120, and your diastolic is less than 80. But during exercise, the second number, the diastolic, should never go more than 80 plus 20, which is 100. So the second number should not go more than 20 mmHg in addition to your resting number. So if your resting number is 70, right, 70, during exercise, your diastolic blood pressure, the lower number, should not go more than 90. Right? Do you understand? So this is the top number. The upper limit is 210. Lower limit is 190 for a woman, man or woman. The diastolic, for the diastolic, we have to add 20 mmHg to your resting diastolic number. And so if my resting diastolic number is around 70, so if I go on the treadmill, my blood pressure diastolic should not go above 90 mmHg. Otherwise, then you are diagnosed with exercise-induced hypertension. Means your blood pressure go too high, too fast. Very, very important. And if while you are running on the treadmill or the bike or doing your bike in the street or whatever, or running your marathon or half marathon, whatever the cuts you're doing, if you are exceeding 220 minus your age, you need to stop. You need to just stop running, for God's sake, because you are straining your heart. All right? You are straining your heart. It is very, very important to remember that extra long distance running is dangerous. And if you are not doing extra long distance running, you are running kind of strenuously on the treadmill or doing the bike, but your heart rate goes too high, even with not super long distance strenuous exercise, then there is a problem with your heart. And then you need to talk to your doctor to refer you to a cardiology clinic like the one where Dr. B works in this beautiful but expensive city of Mountain View, California, where your doctor will most probably, after examining you and doing a stress test, and when Dr. B will also check your heart with a ultrasound machine, we call that an echocardiogram. I will look at your heart, make sure you don't have any structural heart diseases, blah, blah, blah. And your doctor will most probably prescribe you, your cardiologist, a beta blocker. Cardioselective means that works only on the heart. This beta blocker is a type of medication that we use a lot to slow down the heart, to lower the blood pressure. It's a very common blood pressure medication, but we use it also for other reasons. And one of the reasons we use it for is when people experience exercise-induced hypertension, or when during exercise their heart rate, their maximum heart rate, goes way too high, too fast, and goes beyond 220 minus their age. Because then, I repeat, you are at risk of sudden cardiac death. There is so much your heart can beat, right? You are not a hummingbird. The hummingbird has a heart that beats at 550 beats per minute. The tiny little hummingbird that comes on your balcony to sip the nectar that you put on your balcony, right? That hummingbird, the heart beats at 550 beats per minute. I mean, it is crazy. And in some cases, it can even go higher than that. But the human heart is not made for that. Because once you go beyond this 220 minus your age, your heart just develops arrhythmia, goes into ventricular fibrillation, and that's it, you collapse. Sudden cardiac death. you just die right there in the bike, in the freaking marathon, half marathon, whatever it is. So do not forget to invest money in one of these smartwatches. Whatever the money, you can buy some used ones on eBay, a few $100. It's a great investment for your health, especially if, unlike Dr. B, you have cardiovascular risk factors, right? I have 0 cardiovascular risk factors. My blood pressure, my resting heartbeat, my exercise heartbeat, my exercise blood pressure, my hemoglobin A1C, my fasting sugar, cholesterol, everything, those of a baby. I check myself, everything, every month I check one of my organs with the ultrasound systems that we have at the clinic. Everything, my thyroid glands, my carotid arteries have no plaques. My thyroid gland, that of a baby, my heart, my liver, my kidneys, those of a baby, right? I have no fat, nothing, right? So you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your health. And remember, a few $100 invested, where did I put it? In one of these stuff will allow you to detect exercise-induced hypertension and to monitor your maximum heart rate, to monitor it and to make sure that it doesn't go above 220 minus your age. If any of these happens, exercise-induced hypertension or too fast a rise of your heart rate that goes beyond 220 minus your age, quickly have a consultation with your doctor. Ask your doctor to send you a cardiovascular clinic in which, after I have checked your heart and we have put you on the treadmill and I have checked your heart with the ultrasound system, we call that an echocardiogram. I posted a video about the benefit of having a screening echocardiogram even if you are healthy. We receive a lot of young athletes who come for a clearance. We call that athletic clearance. Means the guy, he's a 25-year-old, he wants to start and train for freaking marathon. So his doctor refers the patient to us, whether male or female or anything in between, and I check the heart with an echocardiogram. We do a full EKG, stress test, everything. And then we give them the green light. And then those who need it, like the patients that are like, in case you have hypertension, exercise-induced hypertension, or your heartbeat goes too high too fast, we put you on a cardioselective beta blocker to slow down your heart and to lower the rate at which your blood pressure increases. One of the best beta blockers is metoprolol. Very old medication, has proven to have very few side effects, extremely well tolerated. It does a really good job at keeping your blood pressure within normal range so that it doesn't go beyond this crazy limit when you exercise. This is for men, the limit. This is and the diastolic should not go more than 20. And it will keep your heartbeat, your maximum heart rate, where did I put it? Within normal limits so that it doesn't go beyond 220 minus your age. Again, I repeat, I have no interest. It's the generic medication. Metoprolol, the brand name is Toprol. But now it's available in generic. It's one of the best medication for high blood pressure, for exercise-induced hypertension, right? And for exercise-induced excessive tachycardia. Means during exercise your heart rate goes too fast, too high, and during exercise your blood pressure goes up too fast, too high. But we give it also to millions of Americans who just have resting high blood pressure. Millions of people around the world are using these beta blockers. I love you guys. Dr. B loves you regardless of your gender, ethnicity, color of your skin, religion, whether you're an atheist or a Buddhist, Hinduist, Christian, Muslim, I don't give a cazzo, well, regardless of your color of your skin, black, white, Latino, whether you're bisexual, homosexual, asexual, intersexual, I don't give a cazzo. Dr. B took the Hippocratic oath and promised that I will love you regardless of who you are, and I also promised I will never BS you. I will always bring you the scientific evidence which is in my brain after 30 years of medicine, more than 30 years, and of course at the National Library of Medicine, all the scientific publications for the last 100 years in medicine, science, surgery, biology are all here. This is the science. This is my reference, and I promised I will never put my interest above yours. You will be always above me. I love you guys. Thank you for your encouragements. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you for your criticisms. I welcome criticisms, and I really appreciate your help to grow, to help me grow this channel so that I can reach more people. I really, really appreciate all of you. It is extremely humbling to receive your love, your affection, and your beautiful messages. I love you guys. Kapkun mak mak, kapkun nak krap, sawadee krap, and I hope to talk to you in the next video. Put your comments, your questions. I will get back to everybody, even those who criticize me. May God bless you and keep you always healthy and successful, and also with the help of Dr. B, who will help you to stay healthy and successful so that we can age gracefully together and die at the age of 100 in our sleep, healthy in our bed. God bless you. Bye-bye.